Hello, welcome or welcome back to the Yarn and Yarns YouTube channel. My name is Angela and all the places you can find me should be linked in the description box below this video. Here on the channel you'll find me chatting about my adventures in knitting, spinning, crochet, weaving, all of the fibre related things. Today's video is my dice roll game for June. So if you're new to the channel you may not be aware, but for each month this year I have been using a bit of a game of chance to help me pick from my works in progress to work through for the month. And this month is no different, and I shall be doing 4 rolls of the dice, and I've got a stack of prompt cards with various things written on the back for me to help narrow down my choices as I pick things to spend my creative time on throughout the month of June. Before we do get into the dice rolls though, I just wanted to mention, because I know some of you are enjoying playing along with the dice game, that in July I am personally going to be taking a break from the dice game. I've got something a little bit different planned for my making for July, and I shall let you in on that in a video to come, because I'm going to tie it into a little bit of a hopefully fun make along. So look out for details of that coming on the channel soon. But it does mean that I won't be using the dice rolls next month to pick for myself. However, because I know that some of you are using the dice rolls, if you need some prompts for July, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the dice 4 times at the very end of this video. So we'll have 4 rolls for June, and for those of you who might want them for July, then as I say, I'll add them on to the end, so you won't go without your prompts if that is how you have decided to work through your projects this year. Hope that all makes sense. But for now, let's have a look at what the dice have in store for us for June. Okay, so we've got some prompts that we've had before and some that we've had before quite recently, and also some that are making an appearance for the first time. But isn't it funny how we got 17, 18 and 19 this month? Hey, that's just how it goes. So a couple of these will be easier to pick than others, and usually I'm sat here scrolling through my phone to help me sort of pick my projects from my Ravelry queue, but I'm actually recording on my phone this time, so I've made a little note to myself of all the projects that I've got on the needles to help me try and pick. Now a couple of these are going to be easier to pick than others, so I think I'm going to start with the ones that are easier to narrow down. So I'm going to start with the prompt number 19, which was sock, and I've got quite a few socks on the needles at the moment. My sock mojo definitely went astray towards the end of last year and the beginning of this year. I haven't really felt too much like knitting socks. I think I knit so many socks for the West Midlands Ambulance Service sock appeal that we were working on last year that I sort of socked myself out a little bit. But over the last few weeks I've actually cast on and finished a pair of test knit socks for my lovely friend Caroline, and you'll hear more about those in my making wrap up video. And I'm currently working on another pair of test knit socks for my lovely friend Sylvia Watch Cherry, who I have test knit for. I've test knit several of Sylvia's sweaters before, and she reached out and asked if I'd be interested in test knitting a sock pattern. So I'm currently knitting the Lynxfield socks, and I will pop a picture of my current sock in progress up on the screen. Murphy's Law, I brought all of my works in progress upstairs with me, except for the Lynxfield sock. 3/4 of the way through the first sock, and I suspect in the next day or so I'll have the first sock finished. The test deadline is part way through June, I think. So I'm going to, and the requirement is just to knit 1 sock, but I would like to get both of those socks done. I'd like to get the pair finished. So that will be my project for the sock prompt. And then the second project that I'm going to pick is for prompt 17, which is the colourwork prompt. And I have got quite a few colourwork projects that I could pick from. I've got my Latvian mitts, the dude, giraffe socks, Selbu socks, my Waterland sweater. What else have I got? I have got the Varia mitts, my sea glass tee, my Astra vest. I think that's it. So I've lost count of how many colourwork projects that is to choose from. But I think I'm going to go back to my Astra vest, which is one that I think I was going to pick up in April. I'd never actually got round to doing an April making wrap up because during May my mental health has not been that great. So yeah, I never did get round to my April making wrap up. And during April I picked 3 sweater projects to work on, and I got round to working on 2. And the Astra vest was one that I missed out on working on in April. I just ran out of time. So I think I'm going to pick that project up again. It should be, hopefully, barring another loss of Knitting Mojo, it should be conceivable that I could finish that during the month of June. Getting all these months mixed up in my head. Did I just say May? I don't know. Anyway. Let me just grab that project and we'll have a quick chat about it just as a reminder. So the Astra vest is a pattern by Amber O'Brien, and I am knitting my version. This was one of my 12 cast-ons for this last year, and I'm knitting mine from 2 of my hand spun yarns. The brown background colour is a fleece spun yarn, so it was a fleece that was kindly given to me by my lovely friend Charlie, and I washed and prepped and spun up the fleece, and so that is the brown colour that you see. And then the multicoloured that I'm using for the colourwork portion of this vest is a unknown fibre that was a gift from another lovely member of our community, Kathy, and I spun this up a little while ago and I'm using it, as I say, to make the colourwork portion of this vest. And I have reached the point where I am about to split for the front and the back of this vest. So I've got sort of the armhole shaping and the neck shaping to work, and with it being a vest there are no sleeves to work. So yeah, I think this one will be a nice one to pick up because it is, I know there's still a lot of knitting left, but it is reasonably close to being finished. And as I said, I really wanted to get back to working on this sooner, but I just ran out of A, time, and B, Knitting Mojo. As I say, May has not been a great month for me, and just one of those things. Thankfully I'm starting to feel a little bit better now. And then for number 18, this is one we've seen several times, I think, which is Try Something New. And again, I'm actually going to revisit a project that I previously picked for this prompt, I think again back in April. I was going to cast on the Miralat hat or Miralay hat by Woolly Wormhead, and in the end I got sidetracked because I did a test knit hat in that month, and also there was something, if I remember rightly, there's a slightly unusual cast on for this hat. It's a knit sideways hat, and I just didn't have the brain power to think about what I needed to do to get that hat started. I'm going to revisit the possibility of working the Miralat hat or the Miralay hat, as I say, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, for this prompt, Try Something New. And then the final prompt was number 12, which is YouTube picks. So I'm going to be asking you to let me know in the comments below. I'm going to wave 2 projects at the camera in just a moment. I'm going to ask you which one you think I should work on, and then in probably a week or two's time I shall count up the number of votes for each project and I will work on that project for the rest of the month. So if you are playing along with a dice game and you don't have a channel for other people to pick your YouTube projects, then feel free to come up with any sort of substitution for this. Maybe you can get someone from your family to pick a project for you. Maybe you just use a random number generator or a dice roll or any kind of sort of game of chance in effect to pick a random project from your works in progress. If you've been following along with these dice game videos, you know that as well as trying to pick some stuff from my new projects, I have also been trying to pick something each month to work on from my kind of older works in progress. So things that I cast on before the beginning of 2022. And so far, the projects that I've picked to work on have all been projects that have been more recently cast on. So looking at my backlist of projects, I have picked out 2 projects that I would like to make progress on. Obviously I want to make progress on all of my works in progress, but of course the idea of playing this game to start with is just to try and help me focus in on a few projects to concentrate on the month. So I've got 2 projects for your consideration. And so the first is my Latvian mitts, and if you watched last month's dice game, you'll know that I rolled my eyes a little bit when this project came up, as it's just one of those projects that's been hanging around for ages and it's very slow progress, and this month was not that much different. So this is my Latvian mitt project, and I'd knit quite a lot more on this project than you currently see, but I decided, because of some various tension issues, that I needed to rip right back down to this yellow section here and start working the chart again. And as you can see, I did that, and I added maybe an inch or so of knitting, not quite as much as I had hoped, but a little bit of progress goes a long way. And so this is project 1. Do you want to see me making some more progress on my Latvian mitts? Should I go back to my self-designed sock pattern? And these have been in the works for ever and a day. I have these socks in progress, which are inspired by a draft print. So yeah, let me know in the comments below, should I work on my Latvian mitts or my draft socks? And 10 days, 2 weeks time, I shall pick the project that has the most comments, and I will work on that for June. So yeah, hopefully that should keep me busy through the month of June. A sock project, a sweater or a vest project, a hat project, which will go into my pile of hats to donate to charity when I find a suitable charity later on in the year, and either mitts or another pair of socks, depending on what you decide for me. I like having the choice taken out of my own hands. Decision fatigue, it's a thing, isn't it? So yes, don't forget to let me know in the comments below what you'll be working on through the month of June, and also let me know mitts or socks for your choice of project. I am going to wrap things up there for the video, except if you do want to know, or if you do want some prompts for July, then stick with me after I say goodbye and we shall roll the dice again for you for July. But if you are not in need of those extra prompts, then I shall say goodbye to you now. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I'll be back again soon with some more content here on the channel, so I hope you will join me for the next one. But until we do get to spend time together again, I hope you get to do some of the things that you enjoy. Great big woolly hugs to you all, and bye for now. And for those of you who are sticking around for the second lot of rolls, let's get back to the dice. Okay, so that was another fun mix, I think. Some things, again, we've seen, and some things I don't think have come up before. So for number 4, we have orange. So that is basically to work on something that is your favourite colour. Mine is obviously orange, but I don't expect you all to have a whole pile of orange projects. So yeah, just pick something that is your favourite colour and work on that for July. The next one is number 13, which is almost finished. So the idea behind that is to pick your work in progress that is the closest to being done and to work on that. So yeah, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. prompt number 8 is to work on a charity make. So that can be interpreted however you like. And then prompt number 6 is to work on a sweater project. So I hope that will keep you going for July. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, I have got some different plans for July, but I'll chat about those in another video here on the channel soon. Yes, I hope that might be helpful for any of you who have been playing along with our dice game this year. So yes, hopefully I shall see you next time. Great big woolly hugs to everyone who has stuck around. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye.